It's hard to imagine two parties offering more different prospectuses to the British population. The Conservative manifesto is essentially steady as she goes, no increases in taxes, very little in the way of spending rises, nothing changing in the welfare system. The Labour manifesto, on the other hand, is enormous in its ambition. Literally £100 billion worth of spending increases, £80 billion worth of tax rises. Those are very, very big changes which would take tax and spending in the UK to their highest ever peacetime levels, and beyond that there are widespread proposals for nationalisation, for changing company ownership and so on. So the difference between the two big parties is vast.
Let's look at how much they're promising to spend. How big is the difference between the Conservative and the Labour Party when it comes to their spending plans, and how much of a burden will that be for UK debt?
There's a huge difference between Conservative and Labour spending plans, well over £100 billion of difference, which in UK context is a very substantial difference indeed. This would lead obviously to more borrowing and debt under Labour plans than Conservative, despite the intention to really raise taxes very substantially indeed.
And can the UK economy sustain higher borrowing?
Borrowing at the moment in the UK is about average by its long-term historic standards, and of course interest rates are very low, so there is probably scope for more borrowing and debt over time if that's where we want to go. Clearly you can't have the debt rising forever, and I guess the question for Labour is, at what point would they say, well, we've now gone far enough and we're going to start to get towards balancing the books again.
The Conservative manifesto also mentions the triple tax lock. What are the implications of this policy, and can the Conservative Party spend more over the coming years?
The Conservatives are promising not to raise the rates of income tax, national insurance and VAT. Now, those are much the three biggest taxes in the UK, so that will clearly tie the hands of Conservative chancellors over the next several years. But of course there are lots of other ways of raising tax, and indeed over the last several years we've seen other routes to increased taxes. So I guess what would happen is, because I think the Conservatives will end up spending more than they've said they will in this manifesto, I guess what will happen is they will find different ways of increasing the tax burden.
That leads me to my follow-up question, really. How credible are these manifestos?
Manifestos are manifestos, and I don't think in the end you ever get governments doing exactly what they said in their manifestos. My guess is if the Conservatives win, they will, as they did after 2015 and after 2017, end up spending more than they said in their manifestos, and therefore probably borrowing more or taxing more as well. The Labour manifesto is, I think, just too ambitious to put in place over a single parliament. It's really a blueprint for at least a 10-year set of changes, and within that, the tax rises that they suggest, I don't think you can get the kinds of amounts of money that they're suggesting from just taxing businesses and very well-off individuals. I think if you want to change the state in the way they're describing, you will in the end need a broader base set of tax rises.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.